We get a visual boob.
I know. How exciting is that? Coming into the 21st century.
I usually look at the spreadsheet during this, though. So this is actually not going to help me now because I'm going to click away. Should I turn myself off, or do you want to look at me?
I'm going to leave it there just because this is more sort of a test of how it works.
All right, I'll let you just test it then because I'm going to just be...
Yeah, I'm not going to look at it. I'm just hoping to see how the internet handles the video.
Listeners, we're experimenting this week. Well, two of us are experimenting. I'm not because I don't have a camera.
You are watching Luke and I experiment, though.
Yes.
Not for the first time.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
We're playing with some video.
Yeah.
So if things get a little weird, it's because we're looking at each other.
Might be something that we might look at doing in the future. Might not be.
Yeah. Although now we are just looking at Luke.
Yeah, I get distracted in Dan's eyes, so...
I get distracted looking at Luke's dick.
Yep, that'll happen.
I assume that's what that big blue thing at the bottom of the screen is.
Got that so it was easy to Photoshop.
It's a different colour every week. What? Because you can just chroma key it out.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't do any visual gags because the listeners aren't going to get it.
Yeah, I know. I won't do that anymore.
I've stopped looking. See, did I miss something? Did I miss a visual gag? See, this is the thing. I'm so distracted now. I'm usually reading the articles we're discussing. Now I've got to keep Luke in the top corner in case he does something funny.
You don't have to worry about that.
We just discovered that webcams are pretty well sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I assume that fact is because everyone wants to chat with their family, but it could be that, or it could just be that everyone's showing their tits now.
Yeah.
I honestly believe it's because strippers can't really go to strip clubs anymore to parade around, so now they've gone home and become cam girls.
How old has Luke suddenly got? He's 39 now, and he's like, they just parade around, no clothes on.
Yeah. Tits akimbo.
They go to peacock parties with Randy.
Randy squirting all over the place. I don't know how Randy's doing these days.
I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
I'm not too worried about how he's coping with all of this.
So I got a webcam on the way, so I'll be
now
joining.
we have to convince Stan to buy one as well.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that I don't have a camera because I've got a lot of cameras in this house. Yeah.
Can't you hook up some fucking insane camera to your laptop and make it work?
Yeah. I'll just shoot myself in 6K with the black magic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I want to see the paws. Not like your skin paws, not your cat's paws. Well, Charlie's paws.
Don't have
I guess
a cat.
dog paws. Yeah.
Or I thought you were going to see, you want to see the poor people that live in my house.
We've got these paws.
We said no sight gags, but audience, you're missing out. You're missing out.
That's not a gag. That's just the cutest cat ever.
Yeah.
Who's now leaving me. I disturbed her too much.
Now you know how the listeners feel.
So what's been happening? Not a lot of news.
Not a lot.
Has anyone done anything at all?
I've done a lot of yard work and stuff around the house.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
What type of yard work?
Well, see, here's the thing. I should have considered this more, but in this area, I'm sure this happened in Sydney too. You know, leaves fall off the trees at a certain time of year. And
yes,
I'm in a situation where I'm literally fucking surrounded by trees. Mm-hmm. So once a year, outside my house is just a fucking disaster zone.
Yeah.
Until I go out and clean it up.
If you don't like leaves, if you're fine with leaves, it's okay, right?
You got to
leaves get quite slippery.
Yeah, I thought maybe I could just leave them. Nah, it's pretty bad.
It's messy. Okay,
you got to clean them up. So I've been doing that. I've been
you got to blow
cleaning up leaves. I just ordered. You guys were hassling me about not spending any stimulus money.
Yeah,
I've spent some.
Yep.
Oh, you've stimulated.
Good.
You've stimulated, Matt.
I bought myself
stimulating that economy.
I bought myself a backpack leaf blower.
Oh wow! So is it petrol?
Yeah.
Or gas?
Gas. Yeah. I have a little electric one. It's fucking useless.
Matt, in the Americas, when something is actually gas operated, not petrol operated, what do you say?
I don't know.
Like if you've got gas hot water,
Yeah.
do people think that your hot water system runs on petrol?
Maybe natural gas? I mean, I know people who do have gas.
Yeah, how do people know you're talking about the different type of gas?
That's a good question. I don't know. Context must be the only way. I don't know.
We have a client who's from New York, and he constantly is surprised by actually the reverse of this, the fact that in Australia we don't have different words for different things, or even pronunciations. He's baffled by the fact that we say the word pattern as in like a pattern to sew a jacket, and Patton Oswalt, and we say it the same way.
But that's his name.
Yeah. But in America, they'd say Patton Oswalt and pattern.
Yeah. Yeah. I get in meetings sometimes people have to talk slowly. Just not like it doesn't happen that often, but just every now and then I'll say a word and they're like, "What is that word you're saying?" I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah. I really freaked a young Singaporean girl out once.
Whoa, you want to tell this story, Dan?
Well, I mean, that's what she thought was happening. I came over and I got real close to her, looking at her monitor and said, "Can you give me a sticky beak?" And she was like, "What?"
Oh, no.
What did she think you were talking about?
I don't know what was going through her head, and she certainly didn't know what I was asking for.
I think it was your dick, Dan.
No. I'm going to go a different way. I'm going to think nose.
You want a nose job?
Can I put my nose in?
Oh.
Sticky beak.
Yeah. I don't know if people say sticky beak here.
Matt, I do know that you can't say that you get the shits because people think
can. I've
that
been
is
informed
literal.
It's regional.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the other thing with America is that it's like pretty diverse as far as regions go. So I've learned there's a few things. In fact, a few things I've said on here that I'm like, oh, they don't say that here, and I've learned that in other areas they do. Mm-hmm. So
got it.
Well, it is sort of like the middle of America is very different to the coast.
Oh yeah.
Like very different, like different country pretty much.
And then you've got the South as well.
Yeah, and to be fair to them, they did try to become their own country, and you just didn't let them.
Yep.
And there are areas within those areas that are different too. Like Austin is not like Texas.
Mm-hmm. No.
So
Austin's sort of an arty city, isn't it?
Yeah. Austin's kind of like,
I get a feeling
like
that Atlanta is not
Sydney.
like the rest of Georgia either.
That might be true. I don't think I've been
All the
outside
podcasts I listen to and the YouTubers that I follow are all from Austin. Not from Austin, from
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
But when I think of Georgia, I think of like Southern Belle, Planter's House.
Yes.
Yeah.
Diverse country we've got over here.
You sure do.
But I've been doing yard work, like I said, but I've also been doing some stuff around the house. One of the things I've been trying to do is run fucking wired Ethernet to this room. Because
I've got to start looking at how to do that as well.
Yeah.
Can you give me some pointers when you're finished?
Yeah, if I can get it finished, I will.
I figure you just knock a hole in the wall and just
I've done
put
that
the
bit.
cable in and knock a hole down a bit further and you're done.
The thing I'm having trouble with, and honestly, I guess if I had done like a run through beforehand, I would have realized this was going to be a thing. The basement, aka Luke's room, is where the cables run, and I've run the cable to exactly below where I'm sitting right now, so that it can come up through the wall. Except I've got to get it through the floor,
which would be slab concrete, I'm guessing.
No, because I mean, there is a concrete slab that is in the spot where it's going to be hard to explain. So just know that.
Can I just drill a hole through the ground?
I had to go yesterday and buy a right angle adapter for my drill to try and get it in the place where I need to drill a hole. So,
oh God, this is getting far too complicated.
A right angle adapter, you're drilling around a corner.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and do that today. So I'll report back next week. But hopefully next week I'll be on a wired Ethernet connection with my gigabit internet.
Oh, so jealous.
Yeah.
But I'm moving. I'm moving in a month's time,
Yeah, you bought a house.
and I'm moving to a place that has fiber to the premise
Does it already has
So-
it in the house?
already installed.
So wait, you're both going to
Motherfucker.
have houses. Well, great. Now I've got to
Yeah.
buy a
Yeah.
house just to be in the clique.
Well,
You guys are
had one
costing me a
before.
fortune. Yeah, I had one before, but I don't have one now.
Yeah, you beat us before.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
you had one like a decade ago.
You bought one and then
yeah.
sold it again. We haven't
did.
done that.
No.
Yeah, because I was getting a divorce, Matt.
I wasn't going to mention that, but you both beat me to that.
Yep.
It'll get there, man. You'll get there.
Thanks, Danny.
Been there,
Thanks,
done
Danny.
that.
Yeah. So how far from your current house is your new house that you have bought?
Probably about 15 minutes.
Oh, that's all right.
But
Canberra's
it's
not
so
that
weird.
big.
The house we're moving to, it's in New South Wales.
Across the border.
Interstate.
But
you could
it's so weird.
commit federal offences.
Bigger than the place we have now, has like 3 toilets and costs about $300,000 less.
Wow.
Huh.
$100,000 per toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except that you don't own the house you're currently in, right?
No. We're just renting.
So
But
it does
the
not
house-
cost any less for you than where you are.
No, but it's just weird. Like,
Yeah.
the house that we're in now is quite small
Yeah.
compared to where we're moving. But if we were to buy this, it'd be like $850,000 or something crazy.
Are you moving
Yeah.
to a really shit area? Is that it?
No, Canberra's just really weird.
Okay.
And Queanbeyan, where we're going to, it's just a really strange place with prices.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the closer in is, probably the pricier, right? Or is it not how it works? It's just area-wise.
It's sort of a bit area-wise, but there
Right.
could be a price difference like a street over of a couple of $100,000.
I think
Oh,
the
yeah, okay.
closer you are to the Prime Minister's house, the more expensive.
I could get to the Prime Minister's house in 5 minutes from here.
Okay.
But then the thing is they change prime ministers. So
know.
Not his house, though.
it shifts. Wait. Is that true? Is there like
the Prime Minister gets a house.
Is there a White House equivalent? You know what? I didn't know that. Is there a house that they live in?
There's Kirribilli House. But the last
Right,
few
but that's-
Prime Ministers have decided not to live there, as far as I know.
But yeah, no, there is a
there's
house
a residence,
for the
right?
Prime Minister. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be wary of
I've been there.
committing
I can
to
send you
living in a
photos.
house that was for the Prime Minister, considering how quickly Australians fucking kick him out these days.
Yeah, you wouldn't unpack everything, would you?
Well, the funny thing is it's not like the Australians are kicking him out. It's the other politicians who kick them
No,
out.
that's
Yeah.
what I mean, though. Yeah.
It's so
I'd
backstabbing.
be like, I'll probably just stay where I am,
But
See how
I'm
this
going
goes.
Yeah.
to become a New South Welshman again.
Well, even Trump didn't
Nice.
move into the White House, right? He doesn't live at the White House.
No, I think he
probably
does.
not.
I think he's.
I thought he elected to
Ivanka
live in his own
doesn't.
residence. Because he was like, I've got a house that's better than the White House.
No, he lives at the White House, but Ivanka and his son still live in New York because he goes to school.
Oh, okay.
And it's costing Matt like $1 million a day or something for that to happen.
Yeah. Plus, he owns a private island, right? Mar-a-Lago.
Probably.
Yeah, in Florida. Private
Yes.
island. Yeah. I think it's
There's always
wants
an
everyone
island.
to
it's
drink bleach.
literally within sight of Brian Epstein's private island.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
Brian
Sorry,
Epstein, his
I'm
innocent
not-
brother.
Yes. No, Brian Epstein, who is the producer of the Beatles.
And a filthy pedo.
Absolutely not a pedo. Great guy.
Yeah, I know. That was satire.
You know what? You know what,
Satire?
Matt?
No.
You could be right.
It was a joke.
Brian Epstein might well be a pedophile.
No, let's not do that. Let's stick to the real pedos.
That's what they want you to do. Come stick to me. Get a sticky beak. Can I change gear for a sec, or do you want to tell us
Yeah.
more about your yard?
Please
work, Matt?
do.
No. I've just, like I said, I've just been doing stuff. I'm feeling very, very much like a man who owns a home. So
Yeah, man.
Well, you
and-
are stuck at home now, aren't you?
I'm not stuck at home. I got to wear a mask when
Man,
I go
I'm
out, which
fucking
actually we
stuck
did
at home.
yesterday. But
We're not allowed out
yeah.
in pairs anymore.
really,
Really?
Yeah. I mean, people do
go out
because
and
they're
be lonesome.
fucking idiots. There are fucking idiots everywhere. Honestly, listeners, I'm just going to go on a quick diatribe, so just bear with me. If you are one of those people who thinks you can just ignore the fucking rules with this lockdown, write in and let me know why you think everyone else is wrong but you. I'm serious. Write in and help me understand.
Well, my biggest concern, it's just it's so people don't die. Like, really? You're not gonna, help prevent the deaths of people?
It's like,
that's a weird
you notice that millions
position.
of other people are all kind of working together to get this over, and you want to fly your fucking kite, do you?
And the thing is, like, people go, I'm not sick, so it's fine, but you can still be a carrier.
Yeah.
And be spreading it to everyone. And
people just don't understand, I think. They unfortunately, they probably will.
Well, I do
at
know
some
that
point,
this week we will make them understand. The beaches opened in Australia apparently so that people could just, do exercise or pass through or whatever. And everyone just went and laid down and sunbaked. And so they were like, well, the beaches are now fucking closed again, you fucking imbeciles.
Can't trust anybody.
What I have been doing, however, is I've been watching a lot of TV. And it's been good to catch up on some stuff. And this week, I watched the greatest TV show that I think I've ever seen. And that's Devs.
Okay.
Devs.
I love the shit out of this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so good that I'm actually a little bit annoyed now because now I'm going to hold all other television to this standard and nothing's going to get there. I don't know what to watch next because whatever it is going to disappoint me.
Now, is it a comedy? Because I couldn't work it out. To me, it sounds like a comedy.
No.
I thought it was a comedy when I first saw it because I was like, oh, it's Nick Offerman. It'll be a funny show about
I don't know Nick Offerman, but he is not funny in this. If he normally is, he's not.
He's fucking miserable in it.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Now, it's about developers, like
in a way,
programmers?
In a way.
Yep.
Let's start there and then just watch it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like telling you what it's about would
And in fact, the funny thing
problematic.
Is about 3 episodes in too, I started thinking, I don't know why they called this show Devs. I mean, I get it that they're devs, but like, is that not? And then you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah.
It's fucking. There's layers to this shit.
Oh, man, honestly, I might just watch this again from the start.
It's really
through.
good.
It's
really good. Really thought provoking on a lot of levels. Like it touches on all sorts of stuff of just about like all sorts of different topics, just like politics, philosophy. Just there's so much to it. It's really good. Really good.
But it's entertaining. Like, yes. Don't think it's just like, oh, it's just some think piece that I've got to really... No. It's a great story.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's just really well done. Because, like I said, it's got all that stuff I mentioned, but also it's fun to watch. It's not like a slog or anything.
No. Man, I just couldn't stop watching. Like...
Mm-hmm.
Would I like it?
Yes, I think so.
I think so, yeah. I think so. It's...
I might give it a try then.
Is it too much to give away to say that it's kind of sci-fi?
No, I think that's fine.
Right. Remember, you can't spoil things for me.
I think it becomes pretty obvious early on. Like, because it's got, like, a bit of, like sci-fi, like...
Bit of future tech kind of stuff right from the go.
Yeah, from the outset, you can tell something, ooh, this is very futuristic kind of going on.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who works for a tech company and he gets a promotion.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about.
That's pretty cool. That is what it's about, yeah. So on the strength of that alone, if that sounds good, watch it. And if you also want to get your mind blown right out of your fucking skull, you should watch it also. Because that will happen.
One thing, this is not a spoiler, this is just an interesting fact that I was like, what? The kid in it?
Yeah. Is a woman.
That's a girl.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Luke, there is a character that's a young boy, and it's just played by a woman.
Yep.
Like the actress is female, the character is male, and they're not transgender. There's no mention of it.
It's just a boy played by a girl.
Yeah.
And I had no fucking idea. Like, and I was like, huh, well, add that to the fucking list of mind-blowing things about this show.
I Googled it at one stage because I was like, it's a pretty cute little boy. And I Googled it and I was like, phew.
No, because we got to the end and we were like, fuck, man, that was great. And we were
Who
like,
was everyone?
Who was it? Because there was someone in it that I was like, what the fuck were they in? I can't remember. Oh, because the main character is from Ex Machina.
Yeah, because it's written and directed by Alex Garland.
Yeah, but I didn't realize, like, Lily, the girl in it, is the other...
Yeah, well, they've done everything
Ex
to
Machina.
make this beautiful woman as unattractive as possible for this show.
Sure. Yeah.
She's so beautiful in Ex Machina, and she's so unattractive in this. It's bizarre.
But yeah, so we're looking up stuff, and Jenna was like, wait a minute. Lyndon is a girl. And I was like, oh, I thought... I guess they never really brought it up. And she was like, no. It is a boy in the show.
Yeah,
but
they say he.
The actress, it's acted by a woman. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, huh. Interest, like, that's... And apparently it's because he wanted the character to be like this kind of perfect, like, boy. And then they couldn't find one.
The
And he was
perfect
like,
boy
well,
is a woman.
Let's look at some girls. Yeah.
Is that maybe going to lead up to something in the future seasons? Maybe?
I'd be very
spoilers.
surprised if there's more seasons.
Spoilers.
This is a self-contained story. No. Well, it's a self-contained story.
Yeah, and in fact, if they offer Alex Garland a second season, I hope he spits in their face.
Yeah. Or, no, you can't. Just don't do it.
No, here's the thing. You could, and I'm very worried that they might, but I hope they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, by the
Unless
way,
it's completely different.
Yeah.
But how could it be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little while ago, a couple of years ago even, on this podcast, when we all watched Mad Max Fury Road, and we all loved it, and we were saying how what we love about Mad Max is that each film is just a different kind of tall tale about Max. But that it's so obvious now that because it's, the 21st century, and the last Mad Max had Charlize Theron in it, and she was like really cool and everyone liked it, that the next one is definitely also going to be about her. And guess what? It is.
Yeah. It's a shame.
Is it a Mad Max movie or is it about her?
I think at this stage it's likely to just be about her.
Okay.
So we'll see.
On the one hand, Furious is a cool character. On the other hand, I kind of liked that thing about Mad Max. So
exactly.
Yeah. Weird.
They can't help themselves.
No, they can't.
Well, he's got to get the fucking money from somewhere. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
So if that's what people want, that's what the studios are going to demand from him.
Yeah.
Devs has Alison Pill in it, Luke, and I know you like her.
I do.
Yeah.
I've liked her recently in
I liked her last night, actually.
In what? Cars?
Picard.
Oh, Picard.
I am Speed. I didn't know she was in Picard, actually.
Cruz Ramirez, I guess. No, I'm kidding.
If you, Luke, have you seen an old movie called Dear Wendy?
Dear Wendy. I can't say that I have.
Put that on your list.
It's about a deer named Wendy. It's a hunting movie.
Yeah, it is a hunting movie. It's about a bunch of nerds who decide to feel a bit more empowered at school and around town. They'll carry around guns. And it's just kind of about what happens to them as a group. And it's great.
That sounds interesting.
Huh. It is interesting.
Dear Wendy.
Yeah.
All
right, I might look into that.
And look into Devs.
Oh, it has Alison Pill.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about it.
Yep.
And Bill Pullman.
Oh, Bill Pullman.
His career went nowhere.
He's
Bill
doing
Pullman?
The Sinner.
Yeah, The Sinner's
Now.
great.
Yeah.
But he sort of
three's lost
made
me a little
it
bit,
and
but-
then just disappeared.
Oh, season 3's not released here yet. Is it all out there? Can I get it from...
I think it's all out, yeah.
Where have we decided to start saying we get things from now that Italy is not a place anyone would likely go?
Oh, yeah. Tortuga.
Okay, yes, I'll go to Tortuga.
Tortuga. Right. I might see if I can find Dear Wendy on site before I look at Tortuga.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no complete Sinner Season 3.
Oh, maybe it's not all out. I'm not sure.
Maybe that's what it is.
Could be. Hey, Luke, I hear that despite the global pandemic, Tom Nook is still being a greedy little cunt.
He really is.
Fucking no respect for...
But now he's also brought his kids in on the deal.
I heard. See, I'm still resisting this game, despite everyone's attempts to fucking lure me in.
Good.
I've purchased it. I played for about 30 seconds, got my island, and then Hannah has just taken it over.
Okay. Well, see, that's fine. As long as, like, you're getting your money's worth, or she's getting your money's worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's probably the game that's been played the most on the Switch, and I've purchased quite a few.
It's probably her money. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It came out of Luke's allowance.
Yeah.
She's been getting pointers from our fans, so Darcy's been helping her out with the game.
Well, that's the thing. Darcy's like, I can help you out with it. And I was like, oh, God, stop tempting me. I really want to play it, but I shouldn't. I've got so many games. Because it's so... I know it's time-consuming. I know it is.
Because that is a grindy game.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to grind on that little raccoon.
It's a game designed to suck your time.
Suck your time.
Man, that's why I've been playing short games. I've been playing short little indie games. The other day, I think a couple of weeks ago, I was saying that I'd played Rusty Lake Hotel and then Rusty Lake's fucking Prime or whatever it is. Anyway,
sure.
I'm now playing Rusty Lake. Rusty Lake Roots is the.
Is it the one that's on the island?
They're all
the forest.
No, that's Rusty Lake. Hold on, let me open up Steam. That's the one I'm playing right now, which is the third one that I've played in this short time. They're fucking good, man. And
they're good.
Rusty Lake Paradise is on the island.
Okay.
Rusty Lake Roots is like this dynastic family story that just kind of spans the entire Victorian era, and just fucking death and creepy shit and coolness. It's great.
They make some good shit.
It's really good. But the other one that I'm playing currently is The Last Door.
Yes, I've played that.
Oh, man. I'm up to chapter 4, which I started today. This is fucking great.
Yeah. For such, it's got very simple graphics, very like pixel art, but like very simple pixel art, almost like Police Quest 1.
It is Police Quest 1 level.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
No.
Like, it tells the story just fine.
It tells a great emotive story, and a couple of times it startled me.
Yeah, it's creepy. Yeah, it's a good game.
Oh, man.
I've got Season 2 that I haven't played yet, I realised.
Oh, is there a Season 2? Okay, getting there too. Here we go.
I really hope they start porting these to Xbox.
Yeah, they could, I guess. Because it's just, it's all just, you click on things. So in theory, it could work.
I hate clicking on things on the Xbox.
Yeah, I'm glad I played Divinity on this PC instead of on the Xbox, because I feel like
adding
I
to cart.
Season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing about is that, because I'm usually a console gamer, but I'm on my computer more. So it makes sense, especially when I'm working from home, to do a bit of work and then just close that window and just open up Steam and just give myself a little half an hour reward. Yeah. Then close that, go back to work.
Yep. Do some work.
Yeah.
Close that.
Open
up a private tab. Type in. Yep.
I want to know what you were going to say then, Matt.
Well, I was going to say...
what do you type in?
I was going to say go to...
what's your go-to?
Invader V's Twitch channel, but then I realised we didn't talk about that on this episode.
No, that was just you telling us about it off air.
Well, no, Luke brought it up, right? Because we were talking about the cams and the cam girls and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, all right, fine. Invader V was begging for money on the internet. That's what I'm talking about.
And if you can't afford to give her $5, you've got to get off your ass and get a job.
Yeah. There's a Twitch streamer called Invader V, and she's a young lady that's quite popular because she's pretty. And she had a go at her viewers for not giving her money. And she said,
I don't think that's the first time she's had a go at them before.
Oh, well, unfortunately, there's a lot of this going on. I think it's probably because people are, need money right now. So she
well, look, her
probably doesn't need the money.
Her Discord handle is on here. Why don't we link her in and
give
her the opportunity?
No, God. No, did you listen to her rant? I don't want to talk to her.
Of course not.
But yeah, she said if you can't afford to pay her $5 a month, then you should not be watching her. You should be going and getting a job because it's not that much
She
money.
does know
Even
there's
though
a pandemic.
she doesn't have a real job.
Yeah. Her job, I assume, is showing her tits on the internet.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what that was about.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the pandemic, though, Tom Nook's reduced the interest rate in the bank in Animal Crossing, which is kind of... I read these articles and I was like, what the fuck? This game is so weird. So you can deposit your turnips, right? It's turnips? It's been a while since I played the other one.
You guys play some weird games.
I think it is.
You play real weird games.
Animal Crossing, right? Bells is the currency. The turnip thing, I guess, was in New Leaf. Anyway.
I don't remember.
There's a bank run by the Nooks. The Nooks are raccoons.
And they're criminals.
Do you know anything
Tom
about
Nook is
Animal
like a
Crossing?
mafia
Not a damn thing.
This is not going to make any sense.
It's
and
not.
I don't know how to make it make sense.
Tom Nook is like a mafia boss who will keep giving you loans that you have to pay back to him.
Yeah. So I haven't played the new game, so I can't speak to it. But in the previous game, right, the premise is you turn up. The game is you get to this new location where you've moved, and you're greeted by this raccoon, and his name's Tom Nook, and he's like, "Welcome. We heard you were coming. We've built you a house to live in, and now you owe me $300,000. So you can start by working in my shop as a slave until you've paid that back, I guess. And then if you
guys play different games to me. That's cool.
You pay him off, and then he goes, "Thank you. I've now built you an extension.
Yeah.
You owe me $300,000.
I'll put a second floor in the house for you. Oh, that's going to be expensive. So I'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow for your next shift." But apparently in the new game, there's a bank where you deposit your money and you're supposed to get interest, and they just cut all the interest, which is just... I assume it's for like balancing the game or something like that, but just the fact that they did this during the fucking pandemic is just so funny to me. Like you can't.
They cut the interest they're paying, not the interest you repay back.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
that's a bit rough.
It's just such a weird meta thing. It's just like, I've got to cut the interest back on these fucking fake money in this game.
So I've just Googled Invader V to find out who the fuck this person is. All well and good. Exactly what I was expecting. Can you guys just scroll down to cell 70 of the spreadsheet and just click on this website? And I now know where the designer of our logo got the inspiration for said logo.
Well, now I'm distracted.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Speaking of sluts on the internet, Matt, while you were away one week, Luke and I discussed Makayla Spielberg, daughter of Steven Spielberg.
Oh, sure.
Who has become an internet porn star.
Yes.
And then on the episode, and I actually think this might have been the after party. So if you don't know what
we
we're talking about...
We spent a long time looking for videos.
We looked for this content and we couldn't find it.
Have you now found it?
No, I haven't. And I want to know, Luke, if you kept looking or if you found it, because I immediately forgot to even think about it ever again.
No, I just gave up on it after that.
Yeah, but we started to think perhaps it's not even true.
Right.
Have you seen it, Matt?
No, because I didn't look because I was thinking I don't want to see a woman who looks like Steven Spielberg naked. I'll be honest.
Well, for starters, she's adopted.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
thought you were going to... I was like, as soon as I said that, I was like, he's going to bring up Bryce Dallas Howard for sure.
Well,
because I like her.
I didn't even think of that. She looks at
I like her, and I've seen Ron Howard.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
so it doesn't always work that way.
Hey, speaking of Ron Howard, except not really, but if I could just use this as a quick segue. The guy who took over Rogue One after Gareth Edwards was sacked is doing the Rogue One spin-off. And I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. So the TV show, the Cassian Andor show?
Yeah, working title Rogue 2.
Well, it's better than my idea of Rogue One 2.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
I feel like yours is better.
Because I feel, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I feel that even if Gareth Edwards needed someone to come in and kind of tidy it up a bit and, smooth out some rough edges, Rogue One is his film. Like, it has what it has because
maybe it's not.
him.
I don't know. I guess
we
don't
don't know how much, because they kept it quiet with that whole thing. So how much is actually his and what's not?
All I know is the trailer came out before this new guy had come on, and everything in that trailer was fucking magnificent. So I know what you're saying.
Was not in it though.
Yeah, most of it was cut, but
and what we got was a great movie.
Yeah, I know. It's such a.
I did really like it. I mean, there is stuff in it. Like, I've done a rewatch, and I'm like, there's stuff in there that it just doesn't make any sense, and B shouldn't be there. Like that fucking slug thing that reads
goes nowhere.
His mind, and it's supposed to make him crazy, but then it just doesn't.
Then it just doesn't. And they never mention it again.
And then when they use the slug on him, and they're like, he's telling the truth, and then Forrest Whitaker's like, he's still probably lying. It's like, you just cut that whole thing out. It's fucking pointless.
Move on.
Yeah. Did not need to be in the film at all, except they show him being a bit crazy later on, so they're like, well, that's not going to make sense.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a little bit of mess in there, I think, from all the editing is what I'm assuming that is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably the best. Rogue One's still the best spin-off movie.
I think so.
Apart from Caravan of Courage.
I think Caravan of Courage. Yeah. I think it's better. Rogue One. I liked Force Awakens better probably, but I think Rogue One is the second best movie they've made. Like during the Disney era.
My 4 favorite Star Wars movies are Star Wars, Empire, Rogue One, and Force Awakens. Not necessarily in that order, but just all of the 4 of those are just magnificent.
That's the ones. I'd probably agree with that.
Yep.
Oh, and
Solo
obviously Battle for Endor, obviously. If you could add a fifth,
Solo
that would
again,
be it.
because when I watched The Rise of Skywalker again, it didn't really hold up.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Solo was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember enjoying it, but I'm not going to comment.
I really did not like Solo.
Okay. I think possibly because my expectations were in the toilet and it was not that bad. Maybe that's why I enjoy it. I was like, this doesn't make me want to kill myself.
Did you tune out the second Han started speaking Wookiee?
No, it's because Luke still thinks Chewie was eating people.
Well, I still think that was a thing.
Yeah. That is weird.
Because I'm planning to feed it to the Wookiee, feed it to the monster.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then he speaks Wookiee. Why does he speak Wookiee and then never speaks it again?
Yeah. That was pretty
What I did like about Rise of Skywalker, and I can't quite remember, I think it might have been Finn, but someone doesn't speak R2 unit. And I found that refreshing because everyone can always just understand them.
Yeah.
In all the other movies. But in this, at some point, somebody said, he says this, and translates for him.
Yeah. Doesn't he? I think Finn does that in Force Awakens at some point too, right? BB-8's like chattering at him, and he's like, I don't speak that.
Sure. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and he gives like the thumbs up with his little light up.
Yeah. That what a great scene.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Out of my way, ball.
Hey, speaking of movies, there was an article this week, and I am a little. I don't understand why this was even really a thing. So Back to the Future, right?
I completely agree with the writer on this one.
Yeah, I feel like this is self-explanatory, and I'm not even sure how this turned into a thing, except because it was celebrities talking about it, I guess.
Some pretty interesting people weighed in on this.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
what
not
I
do
also
that
think
thing.
it's been slow news week.
That's also true. Let's not do that thing where we don't say what we're talking about.
Right. So it started
better at that.
It started because James Gunn's been he's been on Twitter chatting to people, and he's been doing live watches of Guardians movies and stuff like that. And he was posting lists of movies, right? Like here's the best action movies, in his opinion, best thriller, blah, blah, blah. And one of them was I think it was just perfect movies, 5 perfect movies, right? And he included Back to the Future, and then he said it could be imperfect. And then in brackets, why don't mum and dad remember Marty? But I would still argue it's a perfect film, blah, blah, blah. And then Chris Pratt replied to him and said maybe they do remember him, but not as Marty, as Calvin. And when Marty returns to the present day, it could have been years since his parents would have said, our kid looks like that guy we knew back in high school, kind of thing. So maybe that did come up at some point. We just never saw it. But then the screenwriter came out and said, why would they remember what he looked like?
Do you remember every kid who was at your high school for 4 days 30 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't remember what any of them look like anymore.
And I did an exercise, right? I thought back to who are my best friends in high school, and can I accurately recall what they looked like? And I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Especially people I didn't know that well. Like, I don't think I
remember.
remember.
You gotta remember, he met them for 4 days.
Right. And sure, he was memorable.
Well, he points out that maybe at some point in the 80s when they heard about Calvin Klein, the designer, they went, we knew a guy called Calvin Klein. But that's where it would have stopped.
Yes.
And it's not like today where people take photos of everything. You'd have a record of it.
Yes, exactly right. But James Gunn even came back and was trying to say, like, maybe the space-time continuum protects itself by not letting people remember. And the writer has just gone, no, man, it's way simpler than that.
No.
They just don't remember.
Well, the other thing he says, too, the writer was like, you're not born looking like that. And it was their child who then grew up and just looked like what he looked like. So they would never have really thought about it.
Not only that, we know there's a connection. They have no idea to even make those two things have anything to do with each other.
Yes.
But I do remember Family Guy making fun of it many years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Sort of like just pointing out that, hey, like, it's funny that our son looks like that guy back then.
Yeah.
And,
I mean,
look, if he was
had a
born
photo of
9
him,
months after these events, then I think there could have been a scene where George McFly was like, why,
why does my son look like Calvin?
Although even if it was like,
but he still would have had to wait 18
years later,
years.
He might be like, honey, you heard from Calvin in the last 20 years? Because how old's Marty supposed to be in that movie?
Like 18, I think.
Yeah, so it'd be 18. It'd be 18 years ago. Did you see Calvin 18 years ago, by any chance? But also, I can't imagine George McFly ever having the balls to say anything.
No.
Yes, certainly not the first time around.
No. So I think it probably just would have been left unsaid.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's resolved, I think. Perfect movie. It is pretty good. Yeah. They kind of screwed up
really good movie.
The thing, the time travel stuff with the later ones, but whatever. It's Back to the Future.
They broke their own
They're still
rules.
good movies. They're fun movies to just chuck on.
Yep. Loved them. Used to watch them when I was cleaning my room as a kid. Just used to chuck one of them on.
Yeah. And they don't insult your intelligence. Yes, it's not necessarily fucking science-accurate time travel.
No.
But very few films are.
Like Looper, for example.
Oh, don't even.
Yeah, I know. I did that on purpose. I'm sorry. Do you want to talk about tits? Again.
I love talking about tits.
Google.
What about
Microsoft? Microsoft introduced this feature to Bing that would show you trending image searches like if you search for
God.
Shutterstock,
Who thought that was a good idea?
there's so many funny things about this.
Yeah.
It was a trending images on Shutterstock. It would show like a carousel of the images, and they had to shut it off because,
Of course they did.
for some reason. And the funniest thing about this is that the images are generally okay, except for there's two that are not. But people would just type in a search for Shutterstock, and it would come up with the top trending images on Shutterstock. And the descriptions, I'll just read you some descriptions here. Mm-hmm. Mature mum and young son. Stock footage video. Little girl peeing video.
Well, I mean, it's hard to misinterpret that one.
Big tits video. Girl take off panties. Mm-hmm. Boy's erection. And then technology.
Yeah.
But so apart from, so the mature mum and young son is just a picture of a mum and her kid, right? It's just it's just got this provocative title, clearly intentionally.
Yeah.
The little girl peeing is actually apparently a photo of a little girl peeing, which, I mean, that's weird, but it's not. I mean, I guess maybe there's a reason you would want a stock photo of that.
Well, I also think that's only sexual if you make it sexual.
Exactly. And yeah, exactly. Because of the context of this article, because right next to it is one that says big tits with a bird.
Yeah.
It's a bird, right? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of giving it that context. And then the girl taking off panties is what it says, but it's kind of shot in an artsy way, and it's clearly supposed to be for a commercial or something. Mm-hmm. Boy's erection is a kid and his dad putting up a tent. And then the technology one is just stock footage.
Yeah.
But so they've had to disable the feature because that's just weird.
Look, Shutterstock is notorious for this. I'm on Shutterstock nearly every day. And
I can see why, Danny.
In fact, I was on there yesterday, right? And
looking for little girls peeing.
No, but I'm currently doing an Southeast Asia remake of an American commercial, and because we can't shoot anything at the moment, it has to be stock video, right? And so I typed in, and they want a shot where it's two little girls and they're trying to sleep and one keeps waking up the other. So I type in Asian sisters in bed, right? Never type that in. Just never type that in. You gotta wade through a lot of filth. Even on Shutterstock. Even on Shutterstock. Let me
fucking hell.
Okay, let me. Yeah, hold on.
Do I need to engage my VPN?
I'm not going to send you a Shutterstock link. I'm going to.
It's literal porn. Yeah. It's not Shutterstock. You can't get this stuff on Shutterstock, mate.
I typed it into Nude Hub.
Nude Hub.
I don't know. I can't access any of them.
Oh, of course.
Where are we?
You live in a nanny state.
Yeah, I live in a state with your nan.
I'm on Shutterstock at the moment. My God, these things are expensive.
Well, it's for corporate use, generally.
Yeah.
And
if you want a commercial license for it, it's even more.
Like a 10-second video of 4K is $250,
and that's US dollars too, most likely.
God,
productions spend a lot of money on things.
Yeah,
I was always amazed when I first started doing location stuff. I was fucking amazed by how much they pay people just to shoot in their living room for a day.
I'll tell you, they don't pay so much no more. There's been a massive drop-off in the last 5 or so years of what people are willing to pay. And I think it's got to do with the fact that there's like social media influencers putting content on YouTube for free.
Okay.
And so now everyone just thinks things should be free.
Yeah. So they can't get the money. Yeah, well, they pay there's been scenarios where, we set that garage on fire once. That was fucking awesome. They got a lot of money, right? And really the only thing that we some of the paint kind of bubbled, so that had to be repaired. And the fucking production company paid for that anyway. And they got I can't even remember. It was like 5 figures what they got paid just for a day of that. So,
and see, now I get say, a $20,000 budget for a high-end commercial that they say, oh, it's only going on the internet. That's why we don't want to pay as much. And it's like, your fucking computer has a higher resolution than your TV, right?
And you realise more people are probably going to see it on the internet than on your television.
Yeah, that's
now.
why you're putting it online. I've just sent something to the WhatsApp. This was my search results for young Asian sisters on bed.
Oh, God. Fucking hell. Right.
Where is it?
WhatsApp.
In WhatsApp.
Wow, WhatsApp.
So you have to send me a copy of this commercial when it's finished.
Yeah, you'll be very disappointed because I eventually did find what I was looking for.
Well, that's a shame. So yeah, Microsoft's turned off that feature now.
Not surprised.
They've been forced to because apparently Shutterstock is... Why do they give them titles like that? It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, because the thing with...
Well, now when you click on those links, they've changed the titles.
Oh, have they? Yeah, right.
What I don't understand is the whole thing about Shutterstock is you want... It's not like clickbait where you weren't going to click on anything. You're searching for stuff. You want it to be as accurate as it possibly can be.
Like, are they thinking we want people who are looking for porn to accidentally come and spend $1,000 on fucking stock footage?
The fucking blue-tipped, tufted titmouse.
Yeah, like...
I wanted porn, but I've got this, and this is pretty nice.
Yeah, who are
the
they
boys'
luring
erection
this?
video now, when I click on that link, it's Caucasian dad and son assembling tent on holiday outdoors.
It's very specific.
Brackets, he's hard, just not featured in this video. It reminds me of 10 years and a little bit ago, searching for music tracks on library music sites. When there were no rules, they basically used to be able to say, this sounds like a David Bowie song. So if you needed something that sounded like a David Bowie song, you would search David Bowie, and all the tracks that sounded like him came up. And then they were like, you can't do that. So now you have to, 70s space rock,
Yeah. Giant burning ball of gas person.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And hopefully the algorithm will figure out what you mean by that. Dance. Fancy dance.
We owe a lot to Al Gore for coming up with the algorithm.
On the internet that he invented.
Yeah.
We've got some sad news.
Yeah, Luke, I'd like to nominate someone for Geek of the Week, if you don't mind.
You're allowed to.
Okay,
you're allowed to nominate
You're allowed
people.
to nominate someone.
As long as you weren't involved in their death, you're allowed to nominate.
Sure. Ooh. Okay. Thanks for stipulating. It hasn't been a problem so far. I don't need to redact any, but it's good to know for the future. The person I'd like to nominate for Geek of the Week this week is an actor called Malcolm Dickson. You might not know the name, but you've definitely
had some small roles
in some short films. You've definitely seen his performance in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Flash Gordon, Time Bandits, The Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, Willow, and even The Goodies, playing the midget in each of those productions.
I like it. Literally, his role in Flash Gordon, dwarf.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a goblin in Labyrinth. Awesome.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a lot of acting since 1997. In fact, none.
No.
I guess
he didn't do a lot of acting before that either.
In fact, several of these roles are uncredited. So,
right. People just know he was in there.
In a big group of dwarves in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and in another big group in Willow. But also, his most recent film, the 1997, which is, 21 years ago, is called A Witch's Way of Love. And he plays Merlin. And I kind of want to see that now.
It does sound interesting. Wait.
It's got Vanessa Paradis in it.
Jean Reno's in it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I do want to watch
it's a French film.
Yeah.
And he's actually credited quite high, old Malcolm Dickson.
Yeah, this could be good. Well, could be.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, it might not be. Michael Firth is very skilled in computers, and he goes to Paris to meet a very important person to discuss a contract. Who wrote this? But Michael was born on a special astral date. Upon arriving in Paris, he meets Morgane and her son. I see where this has gone. Morgane is a witch. She is beautiful. She is good, and she needs Michael to save her son from evil powers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on
I probably
this.
won't watch this.
Are you going to pass on the movie or on allowing Malcolm Dickson to be Geek of the Week?
I'm going to pass on the movie. I'm going to allow him to be Geek of the Week.
Okay.
He played Ewok Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Uncredited.
No, it says as Malcolm Dixon, right? That means he got a credit.
okay.
In Return to Jedi, he was credited. And he also did the voice of Ewok Warrior in the Star Wars Battlefront game.
Oh.
Did he?
What?
There you go. Oh, yeah, in 2004.
Huh.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay. So he's done a bit of voice work.
Well, it says archive footage, which means they probably just yoinked it from the movie.
And they probably had to credit all of the people who were Ewoks, because I don't know that they're going to be able to say, oh, that Ewok's voice that's dubbed over at that exact moment is this guy.
Yeah. He was also in a documentary about Terry Gilliam's films.
Although, Time Bandits, I've not seen that in a very long time.
Me too.
Maybe
That's
that
the
one I will watch.
Terry
kinda
Gilliam
wanna
film
watch it
in
again.
question.
But I also kind of don't.
Because it's
might
not
not
going to
be
be
any
anywhere
good.
as good as I may have thought it was good when I first watched it. I would have been very young.
Yeah, I
like
watched
not even
Time
10.
Bandits
I might watch
on a barge to Amsterdam when I was very, very young.
Right. Is that when your dad made the announcement?
Yes, it's that exact trip. Yeah.
Cool.
Years I just assumed that was correct.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the listeners that story?
Have I told this on air before? I don't know if I have.
Maybe, but not for a long time.
Look, when I was a kid, I was on a boat to Amsterdam. I was in my cabin. My dad excused himself and left the room. Then the announcement came on, and a man's voice said, "We'll now be docking in Amsterdam." And then my dad came back in, and as a child, I just assumed that was my dad, and he'd left the room to go and make that announcement because, my dad was the man that I knew who just knew most of the stuff about stuff.
Yep.
But it wasn't just that. It was the fact that kind of for about 30 years, I just had that as a memory. And it was only when I really thought about it that I thought to myself, he probably didn't go and make the announcement. He probably just went to the bathroom or something. And, yeah.
Have you asked him?
You're going to tell someone a story and then you're like, that probably didn't happen.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was somebody was talking about fucking announcements on boats or something, and I went, you know what, my dad. And then as soon as I started to say it, I was like, did not happen, Danny. Not the way you remember it.
I have a weird memory of being, when I was very young, I'm not sure exactly how young, it's in Australia, so probably, I don't know, maybe around 10, maybe a bit younger. We went to this fucking, you remember the teddy bears picnic thing they used to do?
Yes.
You guys, yeah.
Yes.
And I
Parramatta
was riding
Park.
my bike through the woods there. Woods. But yeah. And I kind of got lost. And I have this weird memory of there being like a building, like kind of in the middle of a clearing there, and just some dude being there smoking a cigarette, and me being like, "Hey, can you help me get back to the teddy bears picnic?" And him being like, "What's in it for me?" And just ignoring me. Not,
Wait, what?
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.